Mountain Gardens. It's 1st of July. We're looking at Valerian. It's just about finished flowering. I think we have some pictures of it at an earlier stage. There's about 50 of them here. We actually had to cut a lot of them back because they were starting to flop all over the place. So this is sort of a light shade area. There's a little toothache tree here giving it a little shade, but a lot of sun. And all this valerian is self-sown from last year, so we no longer plant valerian. We just let it come up and weed out the ones we don't want. So here's one, here's another. Nice garden flower, gets pretty tall. They got a little bit floppy this year. They smell really nice, so it's a pleasant plant to have in your garden and your flower border. Nice ornamental, semi-ornamental, dissected foliage. Pinnately compound leaves, in other words. So this is the famous sedative. The drug Valium is named after Valerian. It's well known. It's probably the strongest legal sedative kind of herb that we have. The root is the part used, so we'll film again when we harvest the roots. It's a very fibrous root. Nobody's ever discovered a single active ingredient. It's a synergy of a number of different compounds in the root that has the action. And what more can we say? The roots smell very bad. So the flowers smell good, the roots smell bad, like sweaty socks or something, as the analogy usually read. 5 or 6 feet tall, so just rich, moist soil in light shade is how I would describe it. And again, quite easily grown. You get a few growing and then just watch for the seedlings. You'll always have as much valerian as you need. Alright, it's the beginning of November, but we're having a very mild autumn, so a lot of stuff's still green that in other years might have already disappeared. This is a lower part of the garden. It's kind of part shade, gets a pretty decent amount of sun. Nice rich soil, and for some reason the valerian is very happy here. So there are about a dozen nice valerian plants, all self-sown. It just keeps self-sowing in this area. So the root is the part that you use. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that one. Let's look up here. And it might be a little bit early. It's nice to wait until it actually dies down, but then it really disappears. So you got to be on top of it. But we can at least see what the root looks like. Although for our main harvest for tincturing purposes, we'll probably wait a little longer before getting this. So that is the root. It doesn't make a single solid root. It's just multiple little small roots going off. This one's only a year old. This will have more. This is a 2-year-old one. But it's basically going to look the same. Just a mass of sort of fibrous roots. And that is the medicinal part. So just cut those. You don't really need the little tiny root hairs, but we want these roots. So that's valerian.